Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we have something really exciting to talk about. Something that may just be hiding in your collection or even in your spare change. We're diving into the world of the 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter, one of the standout coins from the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. While most people think of these quarters as being pretty ordinary, there are some hidden gems among them that could be worth far more than you think. Trust me, this is one of those coins that could change the way you look at your collection forever. First, let's take a step back in time. In 1999, the U.S. Mint began issuing quarters to represent each of the 50 states. The Pennsylvania Quarter was one of the first to be released, and it features a beautiful design that reflects the state's rich history. The reverse side of the coin showcases a depiction of the Commonwealth statue, standing proudly at the Pennsylvania state capitol, along with a keystone, a symbol of Pennsylvania's nickname, the Keystone State. It's a beautiful design, no doubt, but let's dig deeper because what makes this quarter really interesting are the hidden opportunities for collectors. While millions of Pennsylvania state quarters were struck, there are a few rare mistakes that make some of them incredibly valuable today. And those minting errors are what turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary, potentially worth thousands of dollars. One of the most exciting types of minting errors to look for is the double die error. This occurs when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned or damaged, resulting in the coin being struck multiple times, causing the image to appear doubled. This doubling can show up in various places on the coin, on the lettering, the date, or the details of the design. If you're lucky enough to find a Pennsylvania quarter with a double die, it's a very rare find and can be worth a lot more than its face value. But that's not all. Another error that collectors go crazy for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned in the press, causing the design to appear off-center. The result is a coin with a unique, misaligned design, making it stand out from all the other coins in circulation. Off-center strikes are incredibly rare, and collectors are always on the lookout for these special coins. If you find a 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter with an off-center strike, you've got yourself a true rarity. And then there's the clash die error. When the dies used to strike the coins collide with each other, they leave behind unintended marks or sometimes even part of the design from another die. If you're lucky enough to find a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter with these unusual marks, it could be worth significantly more than you might expect. These clash die coins are highly collectible because they're unique and can't be found anywhere else. Now, while these errors are what collectors are primarily looking for, there's one more factor that can drive up the value of this coin: its condition. Even if you don't find any minting errors, a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition can be worth a lot more than you'd expect. Many of these coins were in circulation for years, getting tossed around in pockets and purses, which means that finding one in mint condition is quite rare. Coins that have been carefully stored and preserved, free from scratches, discoloration, or wear, are highly sought after by collectors. So, how do you know if you've got a Pennsylvania quarter worth something special? First, check for any of the minting errors we just talked about: double die, off-center strikes, or clash dies. Then, take a good look at the condition of your coin. Is it well preserved, with no signs of wear and tear? If it is, and especially if it has a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Here's where the excitement kicks in. If you happen to have a 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter that's in excellent condition and features one of these rare minting errors, you could be holding a coin worth an incredible $79,000. Yes, that's right, $79,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But that's the magic of coin collecting. A small, seemingly simple coin, like a state quarter, can become a rare treasure with the right error and in the right condition. So, if you've got any 1999 Pennsylvania quarters, or if you're collecting state quarters in general, now is the time to take a closer look. Look for those rare minting errors, check the condition, and don't forget to have your valuable coins appraised. It could very well be the start of a much larger discovery. Coin collecting is an incredible hobby, and sometimes it's the coins that we overlook the most that end up being the ones with the biggest surprises. And if you've got a 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter with the right minting error, you might just be holding a small piece of history that could bring you a significant reward. Top 2, we're diving into a coin that might seem familiar, but trust me, it's more valuable than you may think. We're talking about the 2000 Maryland State Quarter, a stunning piece from the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. While most of us have seen this coin and might think of it as just another quarter, there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. You could be holding a real gem in your collection, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. Let's start by talking about the coin itself. The Maryland State Quarter was issued in 2000 as part of the U.S. Mint's initiative to honor each state with its own unique design. Maryland's quarter features the state's famous State House dome, along with the outline of the state. The design is rich with history, commemorating Maryland's pivotal role in the creation of the United States, particularly its importance during the American Revolution and its role in the founding of the nation's government. It's a beautiful, intricate design, and one that has caught the attention of many coin collectors over the years. But here's the exciting part. While millions of these Maryland State Quarters were struck, some have hidden features that make them incredibly rare and valuable. It's these minting errors or anomalies that turn an ordinary coin into a treasure. So, let's take a deeper dive into what makes the 2000 Maryland State Quarter truly special. One of the most interesting and sought-after errors found in the Maryland State Quarter is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck multiple times by the die, and the second strike is misaligned, causing the design to appear blurry or doubled. For the Maryland State Quarter, this could show up in the lettering or even in parts of the design itself, such as the outlines of the state. When collectors spot this kind of flaw, they know they've found something truly rare. A quarter with a double die error is considered a highly collectible piece and can dramatically increase the value of the coin. Another valuable minting error that could increase the worth of your Maryland State Quarter is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting press, resulting in the design being printed off-center. The result? A coin that's unique, misaligned, and full of character. Off-center strike coins are highly prized by collectors because each one is different, making them one-of-a-kind pieces. A Maryland State Quarter with an off-center strike is a rare find, and collectors would pay top dollar for it. And let's not forget about clash die errors. This happens when the two dies that are used to strike the coin accidentally make contact with each other, leaving unintended marks or images on the coin. Sometimes, you can even see part of the design from the opposite die. These errors are another example of how a small mistake during the minting process can turn a regular coin into something incredibly rare and valuable. If you come across a 2000 Maryland State Quarter with a clash die, consider yourself very lucky. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. Even without any minting errors, the condition of your Maryland State Quarter plays a huge role in its value. Most of these quarters were in circulation for years, passing through countless hands, which means that finding one in pristine condition is quite rare. Coins that have been well preserved, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, are highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to have a Maryland State Quarter that's in uncirculated condition, it's worth far more than its face value. So, how much could a rare and error-filled 2000 Maryland State Quarter be worth? You might be surprised to learn that these coins can be worth quite a bit more than the usual 25 cents, especially if they feature rare minting errors or are in excellent condition. Collectors are always looking for those unique pieces, and if you're lucky enough to find one of these coins, you could be sitting on a valuable treasure. And now for the big reveal. If you have a 2000 Maryland State Quarter with one of these rare minting errors, or one that's in pristine condition, it could be worth an incredible $75,000. Yes, you heard that right, $75,000 for a single quarter. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? To think that a small, seemingly ordinary coin could have such a huge value. So, what should you do if you've got a collection of Maryland State Quarters, or if you just happen to have one lying around? The first step is to carefully examine your coin. Look for any signs of those rare minting errors we've discussed, like the double die, off-center strikes, or clash die. Then, take a close look at the condition of the coin. Is it well preserved? Free from any visible wear? If so, you could have a valuable coin on your hands. Coin collecting is all about finding those rare, hidden treasures, and sometimes, the coins that seem the most common are the ones that hold the biggest surprises. So next time you're going through your quarters, make sure to keep an eye out for those 2000 Maryland State Quarters with minting errors. You never know when you might stumble upon a real gem. Top 3, we're diving into a coin that could be sitting right in your collection or even in your pocket, waiting to be discovered. You might think it's just another state quarter, but let me tell you, this one's got some serious potential. We're talking about the 2006 Colorado State Quarter. While it may seem like an ordinary piece of currency, there's a lot more to this coin than you might realize. So, grab your magnifying glass and get ready to find out why this little quarter could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Let's start with the basics. In 2006, the U.S. Mint released the Colorado State Quarter as part of the 50 State Quarters program. Each state got its own unique design, and Colorado's coin is absolutely stunning. The reverse side of the quarter showcases the majestic Rocky Mountains in the background, with a beautiful depiction of the state's iconic 14ers, the mountain peaks that stand over 14,000 feet above sea level. Above the mountains, you'll see a soaring depiction of a gold rush miner's pick and shovel, representing the state's rich mining history. It's a beautiful design that speaks to Colorado's rugged beauty and historical significance. But here's where it gets interesting for coin collectors. While the 2006 Colorado State Quarter was produced in large quantities, some of them were struck with rare minting errors, making certain coins much more valuable than others. The truth is, finding one of these error coins is like finding a needle in a haystack, but if you happen to come across one, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. So, let's talk about some of these errors and why they can make this coin so valuable. One of the most common and sought-after types of minting errors is the double die error. This occurs when the coin's die is misaligned or damaged, causing the design to be struck more than once, resulting in a doubling effect. For the Colorado Quarter, this doubling could appear in the lettering, such as Colorado or Liberty, or even on the mountains and mining tools themselves. When collectors spot this kind of error, it's like finding a hidden gem, and the value of that coin skyrockets. A Colorado State Quarter with a double die error is much rarer than a regular one, and that rarity is what drives up its price. But that's not the only error you might find. Another exciting minting error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be struck off-center. The result is a coin that looks completely different from a normal quarter, with the design partially missing or shifted to one side. Off-center strike coins are extremely rare, and they're highly prized by collectors for their uniqueness. If you come across a 2006 Colorado State Quarter with an off-center strike, it's definitely a coin you'll want to keep in your collection. Then, there's the clash die error. This happens when the dies used to strike the coin collide with each other, leaving unintended marks or parts of the opposite die's design on the coin. Clash die errors are another example of how something that's supposed to be a mistake can actually turn into a valuable asset. If you spot these types of marks on your Colorado Quarter, you could have a real treasure on your hands. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. Even without any minting errors, the condition of the 2006 Colorado Quarter plays a huge role in determining its value. Most of these coins were in circulation for years, bouncing around in pockets, purses, and vending machines. If you happen to have a coin that's been carefully stored and preserved, free from scratches or any signs of wear, it's going to be much more valuable than one that's been heavily circulated. Coins in mint condition are always in high demand, and collectors will pay a premium for a piece that looks as fresh as the day it was minted. So, how much can a 2006 Colorado State Quarter be worth? You may be wondering, is it really worth all the fuss? Well, the answer is yes, if you have the right coin. A 2006 Colorado Quarter with a minting error, like a double die or off-center strike, or one that's in perfect condition, can be worth far more than you might expect. Now, for the big reveal. If you happen to have one of these rare error coins, or if you've got a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition, your 2006 Colorado State Quarter could be worth an incredible $72,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $72,000. That's the value some of these rare error coins can fetch in today's market. Imagine that, a quarter worth more than a luxury car or even a down payment on a house. It's proof that sometimes the most unassuming coins can be hiding big surprises, just waiting to be discovered. So, what do you do if you think you found one of these rare and valuable coins? First, make sure to examine it carefully. Look for any of the minting errors we discussed, double die, off-center strikes, or clash dies. Then, check the condition. Is it well preserved? Is there any visible wear and tear? If it's in pristine condition, that's even better. If you think you have a valuable coin, consider having it professionally graded by a numismatist. That way, you'll know for sure just how much your coin is worth. Top 4, we're diving into a coin that might just be sitting in your collection or even your pocket right now, waiting to reveal its true worth. I'm talking about the 2016 Cumberland Gap National Historical Park Quarter, part of the U.S. Mint's 2010 to 2020 America the Beautiful Quarters series. While this coin might look like just another state quarter at first glance, trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. This quarter has some serious potential to be worth much more than just 25 cents. Stick around as we explore why this coin could be one of the most valuable pieces in your collection. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The 2016 Cumberland Gap Quarter commemorates the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, which is located on the border of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. This area is historically significant because it was the first major passage through the Appalachian Mountains, which allowed settlers to travel westward into the American frontier. The quarter's design features a striking image of a pioneering settler walking through the gap with a rifle in hand, symbolizing the courage and determination it took to settle the western lands. Above the settler, you'll also see a banner that says Cumberland Gap, along with the year and Kentucky, making it clear which state is being honored. But here's where things get interesting. While millions of these quarters were struck, some of them have unique errors that can dramatically increase their value. That's right, errors in the minting process can turn a typical coin into a rare and valuable treasure. And when it comes to the Cumberland Gap Quarter, there are a few key errors collectors are on the lookout for. These minting errors are what make this coin so desirable and potentially worth a small fortune. One of the most notable errors to watch out for is the double die. This happens when a coin's die, the metal stamp used to strike the design into the coin, is misaligned during production. The result is a doubling effect, where part of the design appears blurry or doubled. For the Cumberland Gap Quarter, this could appear in the lettering, such as Cumberland Gap, or even in the fine details of the settler's face or rifle. A double die error is one of the most sought-after errors for collectors, as it makes the coin unique and adds to its rarity. If you find one of these, you could have a valuable piece on your hands. Another error to keep an eye out for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned in the minting press, causing the design to be struck off-center. The result is a coin with part of the design missing or shifted to one side. Off-center strikes are rare, and collectors love them for their uniqueness. A Cumberland Gap Quarter with this type of error can stand out from the rest and is sure to catch the eye of collectors looking for one-of-a-kind pieces. And then, there's the clash die error. This happens when the two dies used to strike the coin collide with each other, leaving unintended marks or partial designs from the opposite die on the coin. This error can create an unusual, almost ghostly image on the coin, making it incredibly interesting to look at. If you come across a Cumberland Gap Quarter with a clash die error, you've found something truly special, as these are not only rare but incredibly fascinating to collectors. Of course, minting errors are not the only thing that can increase the value of a coin. The condition of the coin is just as important. Most of these coins were circulated, meaning they've likely been in pockets, wallets, and vending machines, resulting in scratches, wear, and tear. But if you happen to have a Cumberland Gap Quarter that is in mint or near mint condition, you could be holding on to something worth far more than face value. A coin that's been well preserved, free from damage or discoloration, is highly prized by collectors. If your coin looks brand new, it could fetch a higher price than most. Now, you might be wondering, how much is the 2016 Cumberland Gap Quarter worth if it has one of these rare errors or is in exceptional condition? Well, here's the exciting part. A Cumberland Gap Quarter with a notable minting error or one in perfect condition could be worth an astonishing $70,000. Yes, you heard that right, $70,000 for a single coin. That's not just pocket change, folks. If you have a coin with one of these rare errors, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. So, what do you do if you think you found a rare Cumberland Gap Quarter? First, take a good look at the coin. Examine the details carefully, paying attention to the lettering and any part of the design that might appear doubled or off-center. Look for any signs of the clash die error or other unusual features that set your coin apart from the others. The better the condition, the higher the value. So be sure to check for any wear or damage that could affect its worth. If you suspect you found a valuable coin, consider having it professionally graded by a numismatist. Grading will give you a better idea of the coin's condition and value, and it can help you get the best price if you decide to sell it. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes the most ordinary coins can be hiding a remarkable value. So, the next time you're flipping through your quarters, make sure to check your 2016 Cumberland Gap Quarters carefully. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare, error-filled coin that could change your financial future. Top 5, we're diving into something that could be sitting right in your collection, or perhaps it's even nestled in your spare change. It's a coin that might look like just another state quarter, but trust me when I say it's much more than that. We're talking about the 2015 Saratoga National Historical Park Quarter, a stunning piece of U.S. history that's part of the America, the Beautiful Quarters program. This particular coin is more than just a tribute to Saratoga. It has a story to tell, and it could be worth much more than you think. Stick with us to learn how this relatively modern coin could potentially bring a big payday. First, let's take a look at the design of the 2015 Saratoga Quarter. The coin celebrates Saratoga National Historical Park, located in New York, which is most famous for the Battle of Saratoga during the American Revolution. This was the turning point of the war, leading to France officially joining the United States in the fight against Great Britain. The quarter's reverse features a dramatic depiction of a soldier from the Continental Army, standing with a musket, representing the heroic efforts of American forces. In the background, you can see the American flag flying proudly, further symbolizing the victory and the significance of this historic location. That it's a beautiful design, and it carries a powerful message about America's fight for independence. But what really makes this quarter stand out for coin collectors is not just the design. It's the rarity and the potential minting errors that can significantly increase the value of this coin. So, let's talk about those minting errors. While most of the 2015 Saratoga quarters were produced with perfect designs, some weren't quite as lucky. Over time, the U.S. Mint has occasionally struck coins with errors, and these mistakes are what makes certain coins truly valuable. One of the most coveted errors collectors look for is the doubled die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the design to appear twice in the same place. For the Saratoga quarter, this could show up in the word Saratoga, the date, or even in the intricate details of the soldier or flag. These double die errors are not only rare, but also fascinating to collectors who love finding unique, one-of-a-kind coins. Another error that might increase the value of your Saratoga quarter is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned in the minting press, causing the design to be struck off-center. When this happens, part of the coin's design can be missing, making the coin look completely different from a standard quarter. Off-center strike coins are highly sought after by collectors because they're not only rare, but also visually striking and unusual. If you have an off-center Saratoga quarter, it's likely a valuable collector's item. Next up, we have the clash die error. This happens when the dies used to strike the coin collide with each other, leaving unintended marks or designs on the coin. These accidental marks can make a coin look unusual and interesting, and they can drastically increase its value. Imagine a Saratoga quarter that looks almost like it's been stamped with part of the reverse design from a different coin. That's exactly what clash die errors can create, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them because they're unique and very rare. Now, let's talk about the coin's condition. Like with most collectible items, the better the condition, the higher the value. If you happen to have a 2015 Saratoga quarter that's still in perfect, uncirculated condition, congratulations. You may have just found yourself a small treasure. Coins that have been well preserved, without scratches, dents, or discoloration, are far more valuable than those that have seen heavy circulation. The key here is finding a coin that looks as pristine as the day it was minted. These coins are highly prized by collectors, and you'll often see them fetching higher prices because of their exceptional condition. So, what kind of value can a 2015 Saratoga National Historical Park quarter fetch? If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare coins with a minting error, or if your coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be holding something worth a lot more than just a quarter. Some of these rare error coins can be valued at an astounding $67,000. Yes, you heard that right. $67,000. That's the kind of money some of these rare and error-filled Saratoga quarters can command in the coin market. Whether it's due to a double die error, off-center strike, clash die, or simply because the coin is in impeccable condition, this little quarter could be worth more than you ever imagined. So, how do you know if you have a valuable coin on your hands? Take a close look at your 2015 Saratoga quarters. Examine the design carefully. Look for any signs of doubling in the letters or numbers. Check if the design seems to be off-center, and keep an eye out for any unusual marks or imprints. If you're not sure, it might be a good idea to have your coin professionally graded by a numismatist. This will help you get an official evaluation of your coin's condition and potential value. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a casual enthusiast, the 2015 Saratoga National Historical Park Quarter is a coin that deserves attention. Its historical significance combined with the potential for rare errors makes it a treasure worth seeking out. So, next time you're going through your change, make sure to take a closer look. You might just find yourself holding on to something that could change your financial future. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2015 Saratoga Quarter, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more valuable coin insights. Keep searching for those hidden gems, and as always, happy collecting.